I watched Ife's video and I was like, you're healthy, there's nothing wrong with you. Why?
I have a womb. I don't have any fertility complications. I'm perfectly healthy, but I'm still going to use a surrogate.
When people have a community online, they have a responsibility. This video goes to Ife. I'm sure she doesn't understand how triggering it is for her to come online and say that you don't have to have any explanation to want to have a surrogate carry your baby.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing great. So Ifedayo Agoro and her bold stance on surrogacy are causing a major stir online in Nigeria. Ife, as she's popularly called, is a lifestyle influencer and the founder of Diary of a Niger Girl blog. Ife recently shared that although she's perfectly healthy and can carry a baby to term, she still plans to use a surrogate to have her baby. In a video that she made on the matter of surrogacy, she said, "I have a womb. I am perfectly healthy. I'm still going to use a surrogate. You don't owe anybody any explanation."
A woman should attempt surrogacy except she no longer has a womb or for some reason she's unable to have children. Lies! Quick backstory. The other day I did a post and said if you're over 30, you're single and you want to have children in future, please freeze your eggs and every other thing I said. Internet people came for me. They said, Ife, people are poor. There's poverty in the land. Not many people can afford it. Even after I had said this thing is expensive. Okay, listen, I'm about to trigger the internet people again. If you're a woman, you have no fertility complications, you can carry a child to term, and you decide by yourself that you don't want to do that and you want to use a surrogate instead, your decisions are valid. You don't owe anybody any medical report, apology, or an explanation. Let's make the story personal here. I have a womb. I don't have any fertility complications. I'm perfectly healthy, but I'm still going to use a surrogate. I know many people are genuinely curious. Anytime I say this, they will always ask, Ife, why don't you want to carry a baby? You know, you can carry a baby. You're healthy. I'm not going to tell you. I just don't want to use it. I don't want to use my womb, okay? You don't owe anybody any explanation. People expect that people who use surrogate or want to use a surrogate must have a tragedy story. It's not true. I don't have a tragedy story. Not everyone does. I figured out what offends people is the autonomy that a woman dares say, I choose not to go through childbirth and pregnancy. The audacity. It shakes the table that society has taught women to kneel beside. That if you don't bleed for it, you don't deserve it. That if you don't go through the pain of childbirth, the joy of motherhood is invalid. If you've believed this all your life, put your hand on your head and say, I'm unlearning this. I'm unlearning this. Thank you very much. Should women carry their babies if they really want to? Yes. Should women use a surrogate if that's what they really want? Also, yes. I know many of you will come at me with, if I read the room, even surrogacy is expensive. I'm reading the room, guys. The women around me can actually afford it. And the women who can't would do it if they could afford it. I pray that when it's time, that you have the means to do this, if that's what you really want. But let's be honest, money is not the reason people are angry at the idea of surrogacy. People are angry because you have the freedom to choose and the audacity to actually act upon it. That seems to offend people more than anything else. But why?
This particular video sent shockwaves across the Nigerian social media space. Traditionally, surrogacy has always been seen as a last resort, typically for couples with medical issues. But Ife's decision to use a surrogate by choice rather than by necessity turned the conversation upside down. This is because in the Nigerian society, many people see pregnancy as a sacred thing, even a rite of passage for women. So choosing surrogacy without health reasons felt disrespectful to traditional beliefs. Also, without proper regulations, surrogate mothers could be exploited or treated like vessels for rent. As such, many people worry about commercial surrogacy and its potential to encourage child trafficking. Also, many critics argue that Ife's choice reflects privilege, not empowerment, because only the rich can afford to subscribe to or hire a surrogate service in Nigeria. As such, they question the fairness of using surrogacy as convenience when many women cannot even afford basic maternal care. Besides this, people are also concerned for the health of the said surrogate mothers, as they do not currently have much protection under the law, and those hiring their services are not forced to take care of them, especially after the baby is born, even if complications arise from the birth of the said babies.
I watched Ife's video and I was like, you're healthy, there's nothing wrong with you. Why do you think you can, you know, and I just stay clear out of it. It is a means to exploit people who are not financially capable. You just pay them and say, have a child from me. But then what will make you want to look after them? Are you bound under any laws or legal framework to make sure that they are taken care of before and after they deliver the baby for you? What are documents that are signed? What are the ethical? In short, there's just so much around it. Surrogacy is a thing of giving hope to those who cannot have medical complications and want to bring forth a child. It shouldn't be something to be done lightly, like you're going to buy a bag. Oh, I like this bag. Well, let me buy it. No, it shouldn't be. There are lots of emotions attached to carrying a child. Apart from the changes in the body, there's mental, changes. Women have
the
PTSD.
risk.
There's so much. They can die. So it shouldn't be something to be just thought of lightly. I hope Nigeria rises up to it. I hope we have laws that will actually work and not be suggestions, like you always say.
This is one bit I agree with you, that we just borrow some cultures initially, but even those cultures now, if you notice, superstars are beginning to get pregnant. They are beginning to discourage it through their media, making it fashionable for women to become pregnant again. Because there was a time where it was like a celebrity thing.
I don't want to touch my body. I want to look hard.
You see this
very annoying video that this Ife made.
If you're a woman, you have no fertility complications, you can carry a child to term, and you decide by yourself that you don't want to do that and you want to use a surrogate instead, your decisions are valid. I'm perfectly healthy, but I'm still going to use a surrogate.
When people have a community online, they have a responsibility. This video goes to Ife. I'm sure she doesn't understand how triggering it is for her to come online and say that you don't have to have any explanation to want to have a surrogate carry your baby. Let me tell you something, Ife. This is a very, very triggering statement that you have made. Irresponsible. I choose to have a surrogate and I don't need to explain. Have you done your research? A lot of women, these so-called surrogates that you are throwing around, thinking that it is your autonomy, your choice. Have you done your research to see what happens to surrogate mothers? Why a lot of countries, surrogacy is banned because there's a lot of human trafficking that is masked under the guise of surrogacy. And now let me even understand what you mean by, people are triggered by the autonomy of it. Is the autonomy in the same room with us? Somewhere that I'm trying to find. Where is the autonomy when a woman is the one that will bear all the brunt of all the things that comes along with childbearing for you? You think that because you are paying this woman to carry your baby, that's fine. Do you understand that nobody chooses that? There's nobody that will just wake up and say, you know what, I just want to maybe die so that I can carry babies for people. People choose to be surrogate mothers because they don't have the means to be something else, because they need the money. There is no autonomy in this whole conversation. So for you to even sit back in your place of privilege to say that nothing is wrong with your womb, nothing is wrong with you as a woman, but you're going to use a surrogate, is very irresponsible. You should be ashamed of making such a statement online, because you know what's going to happen. Some of your community members that think that you have so much sense will watch that video and say, I have a womb. Even though I am medically fit, I'm just going to go ahead and put another woman's life in danger because of the heck of it. And I don't have to have an explanation. And don't give me the that they are paid. Every pregnancy, and this is coming from me that I've had 3 pregnancies, almost life ending. And I don't know any mother that has a child that will tell you that pregnancy is a walk in the park. It's a journey that when you enter into it, you only have you and God, because it is a dangerous journey. So if you choose not to carry a baby because you have so much money and you have this autonomy for your own body, do not stand there and say that it is autonomy that is the reason why you, as a healthy woman with a working womb, with a good...
Despite the fact that there were so many people who criticized Ife's stance, there were also some people who saw reason with what she had to say. Some people agreed with Ife on the fact that a woman should have autonomy over her body and should not have to explain her reproductive choices to anybody, with some saying that the pain of childbirth is too much, and so if they do not want to undergo such pain, they have the right to outsource it. if they can afford to pay. To which critics have fired back, asking what about the surrogate mother? Won't she feel pain as well, or does her pain not count? Currently in Nigeria, commercial surrogacy has not yet been legalized, and there are no clear laws protecting surrogate mothers. However, a bill is in motion to ban commercial surrogacy, allowing only altruistic arrangements to go on, in which case surrogates will not get paid, and the only financial cost involved will be to cover medical expenses. So guys, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you support Ife's position that people should be able to outsource pregnancy even when they are perfectly able to carry a healthy pregnancy to term? What about the surrogates? Do you really think that they stand a chance of being exploited if commercial surrogacy is allowed? Also, what do you think the Nigerian lawmakers' position should be when it comes to this matter? Should they adopt commercial surrogacy or should they ban it altogether? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe if you have not yet done so. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay safe. Bye.